AITA for not contributing to my sister's wedding costs after she excluded my spouse? Okay, Reddit, buckle up, because I feel like the world's worst sister right now and my family group chat is exploding. Throw RA for privacy because I honestly need some objective perspectives. So, background. I, 32F, am the middle child in a very opinionated family. My younger sister, Lauren, 28F, is getting married next month to her longtime boyfriend, Chris. Lauren and I were close growing up, the typical sisters who borrow each other's clothes type. But things have shifted as we've gotten older. She's always been the golden child. Think straight as drama club president, my mom's phone background since 2006. I'm more the black sheep, I guess. I married my wife, Sam, 4 years ago. Yes, I'm a woman. Some people in my family still forget this apparently. Sam is genuinely the best person I know. Funny, kind, sometimes awkward at family dinners, but always there for me. For the record, Lauren and Sam have always been civil. Not BFFs, but there's never been some big blow-up. There have been little things, though. Lauren making slightly passive-aggressive comments about alternative lifestyles, ugh, or inviting us both, but then forgetting a +1 at her engagement party. Sam always told me to let it go, but it still stung. Anyway, our parents are super traditional. Picture the type who call everyone for Sunday dinner and send you articles about how to save your marriage. They adore Lauren and, honestly, sometimes treat Sam like I brought home a talking goat. Still, I always figured blood was thicker than, well, bigotry. And then, the invitation saga began. So, fast forward to last month. I'm at home with Sam, watching some trashy reality TV, when my phone pings a message from Lauren. Hey, check your mailbox. Something pretty is coming your way. With Lauren, that could mean anything from an artisanal candle to, I dunno, glitter bomb. But this time, she meant the wedding invitation. I'll admit, I was kind of excited. Despite everything, this is my little sister's wedding. I wanted to be happy for her. So, I run out to the mailbox, and sure enough, there's this fancy envelope with calligraphy and a literal wax seal. Lauren's always been extra. I open it right there on the porch, half expecting a, "Will you be my bridesmaid?" card tucked inside. Instead, it's just an invitation, addressed only to me. Like, just my name. Not Mary and Samantha. Not even Mary plus guest. Just Mary last name. I actually flipped the card over, thinking maybe Sam's name was on the back or slipped inside, but nope. Just me. Honestly, my first reaction was confusion. I thought maybe it was a mistake, stationery error, some printer issue, whatever. I texted Lauren a photo and said, "LOL, did you forget someone?" Thinking she'd laugh it off and send a corrected invite. Instead, I get a bubble, then, "No, it's just for you." I wanted to keep things simple. My stomach dropped. I showed Sam, and she just shrugged, putting on that brave face she always wears around my family. But the pit in my stomach kept growing. Maybe she'll explain? I hoped. Spoiler, she did. Just not the way I wanted. That night, I called Lauren. I needed answers. When Lauren picked up, she sounded all chipper, like nothing was weird at all. "Hey, did you get the invite? Isn't the design so cute?" I tried to keep it light, but I could feel my voice tighten. "Yeah, it's pretty, but why wasn't Sam included? Did something happen?" She hesitated for a second, just long enough to make it obvious she'd been expecting this. "Well," she started, her tone suddenly way too careful. "Chris and I talked, and we just really want to keep things intimate. Small. Just close family." I actually laughed because, hello, Sam is my family. "So what? Sam doesn't count?" I asked, probably more sharply than I meant. Lauren's voice went kind of cold. "Mary, please don't make this into a thing. It's our day. We just want it to be about people we're closest to." Which, ouch. I wanted to scream. Sam and I have been married for 4 years, but I could already hear the defensive wall going up in Lauren's voice. I pressed her. "Is this about mom and dad? Are you worried about how they'll look in the photos, or something?" She did that little sigh she does when she's annoyed, and said, "It's just easier this way. Please respect our wishes." By the time I hung up, I was half furious, half just numb. Sam told me not to let it get to me, but I could tell it stung her, too. She made a joke about being the forbidden wife, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. I spent that night just replaying the conversation in my head, wondering if I was missing something. Was this really about simplicity, or was Lauren just too cowardly to stand up to our parents? Either way, I felt sick and totally lost about what I was supposed to do next. And then, the rest of the family got involved. It didn't take long for the group chat to light up. My mom texted first. "Lauren tells me you're upset about the wedding invite. Please don't cause drama, sweetheart. It's her big day." Like, "Thanks for the support, Mom." My dad chimed in with, "Try to be understanding, okay? Not everything is about you and Sam." Classic. Then came my aunt, who lives for this stuff. "You know how stressful weddings are. Don't add to Lauren's burden. She really needs your help with the cake deposit." Apparently, in my family, the solution to exclusion is to open your wallet wider. Suddenly, everyone had opinions. "It's not that big a deal. Can't Sam just skip this one family event? Don't make Lauren feel bad." It was as if I'd suggested showing up in a clown suit instead of simply asking for my wife to be treated like, a human being. What really got me was the expectation that I'd still contribute financially, like nothing had happened. "You're her sister. You should help," my mom said. "She's counting on you." I guess help only applies when it's convenient for everyone else. Not once did anyone ask how Sam felt, or how I felt, for that matter. Sam saw the texts and told me, again, that I didn't need to defend her, but I could see she was hurt. She kept busy, cleaning up after dinner, not saying much. It broke my heart. How was I supposed to support my sister when it meant hurting the person I love most? By that night, the guilt and pressure were gnawing at me from every angle. Part of me wanted to just give in, keep the peace, write the check, and show up with a fake smile. But another part, maybe the stubborn black sheep, started wondering why I was always the one expected to bend. I knew I couldn't avoid a real conversation with Lauren any longer. So I called her again, ready for a showdown. I called Lauren the next afternoon, my hands actually shaking. I had to stop myself from rehearsing the whole thing out loud. When she answered, she sounded busy. Like she'd been bracing for this call, but hoped I'd just drop it. "Hey," she said, all breezy. "What's up?" I cut straight to the point. "Lauren, I need you to tell me the real reason Sam isn't invited. Is it because of Mom and Dad, or because of you?" There was a long pause, so long I thought she'd hung up. Finally, she exhaled. "It's not personal, Mary. It's just complicated." Classic Lauren. "How is it complicated?" "She's my wife," I shot back. "Do you not see how hurtful this is?" Lauren finally dropped the wedding zen act. "Look, Chris's family is very traditional. Some of them wouldn't be comfortable, and I don't want any drama on my big day. You know how Mom and Dad are. I just want everything to go smoothly." There it was. The ugly, cowardly truth, out in the open. "So you're excluding Sam for other people's comfort?" I asked. "Because they might be uncomfortable around us?" She didn't answer, but I could hear her breathing pick up. "Why is their comfort more important than my marriage?" I pressed. She got defensive. "Mary, I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want my wedding to be perfect. Can't you just come, support me, and leave it at that?" My voice cracked. "You're asking me to pretend my wife doesn't exist. How can I support you if you can't even respect my family?" There was silence. Finally, she muttered, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Which, honestly, stung more than if she'd just yelled at me. We hung up without any resolution. I sat there, phone in hand, feeling like I'd lost my sister for real this time. And all the while, the pressure to help, emotionally, financially, performatively, just kept growing. After that call, I just sat on the couch and stared at the ceiling, feeling completely hollowed out. I mean, is it dramatic to say it felt like a breakup? Because that's exactly what it felt like the person I thought I knew just shut a door in my face and locked it. Sam tried to comfort me, but I could see the sadness in her eyes. She kept insisting she'd be fine, that it was Lauren's loss, not hers. "Let them have their perfect day," she joked, but her voice was brittle. I hated seeing her hurt because of my family's nonsense. I kept replaying every moment in my head. Was there something we could have done differently? Was I reading too much into Lauren's excuses, or was I really being shut out for loving my wife? Every text from my mom, every call from an aunt, every "just be the bigger person" comment chipped away at me. It wasn't just about the wedding anymore. It was about every Thanksgiving dinner where Sam was an afterthought, every family photo where someone forgot to include her, every time my parents asked if I'd ever tried dating men. All of it hit me at once, a wave of old hurts that I tried to laugh off for years. I started second-guessing myself. Am I being selfish for making this about me? Is Lauren right? Should I just show up, hand over the check, smile for the cameras, and pretend my life is something it's not? Or is this the moment I finally have to draw a line? I didn't have answers. All I knew was, no matter what I did, someone I loved was going to be disappointed in me. That night, I barely slept. I kept thinking, what kind of sister, what kind of daughter, what kind of wife am I if I just roll over and let this happen? I had to make a choice, and soon. For the next few days, I was a total mess. Every time my phone buzzed, my stomach flipped, half expecting another reminder from my mom about the cake money, half dreading a new guilt trip from Lauren. At work, I zoned out mid-email, just replaying everything in my head. Sam kept telling me to do what felt right, but nothing felt right. One night, we sat together at the kitchen table, just us and 2 mugs of tea. Sam squeezed my hand and said, "I'll support whatever you decide, but you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep your family warm." That line hit me like a punch. I realized I'd spent my whole life trying to keep everyone happy, especially Lauren. Birthdays, college drama, her first heartbreak. I was always the fixer, the peacemaker. But now I had someone else I was responsible for, my wife. I started to see that every time I made excuses for my family's behavior, I was telling Sam she came second. And I hated that. So I sat down and made a list. Pros and cons. If I paid and went solo, Lauren would get her drama-free day, and maybe the family would stay off my back. But Sam would be hurt, and honestly, so would I. If I refused, there'd be fireworks, maybe even fallout I couldn't take back. But at least I wouldn't be lying about who I am, or who Sam is to me. It sounds silly, but in the end, my answer came when I pictured myself standing at that wedding, smiling for the camera, and pretending Sam didn't exist. My heart clenched. I knew I couldn't do it. So I decided. I wasn't going to contribute to a wedding that treated my marriage like a dirty secret. And I wasn't going alone. Now, I just had to tell my family, and brace myself for the fallout. I waited until Sunday afternoon, prime family group chat activity, to send my message. My hands were shaking, but I hit send before I could overthink it. Hey, everyone. I've thought a lot about this, and I can't, in good conscience, contribute to Lauren's wedding or attend without Sam. I love you all, but my marriage deserves the same respect as anyone else's. I hope you understand. Silence. 4-5 agonizing minutes. Not a single reply. Then, the floodgates opened. Mom called me instantly, voice thick with tears. "Mary, you're breaking your sister's heart. This isn't about you, it's about family." Dad's reply was short and cold. "I'm disappointed in you." My aunt went full soap opera, texting, "After all we've done for you." As if my wedding, that most of them skipped, had never happened. Lauren sent me a wall of text, most of it in all caps. "I can't believe you're doing this to me. I just wanted one day without drama. Why can't you support me like a real sister?" I started to type back, then stopped. What was there left to say? I'd made my decision, and I wasn't going to apologize for respecting my marriage. Some cousins messaged me privately, saying they understood and thought Lauren was being unfair, but they didn't want to get involved. Classic. Through all the noise, Sam just held me and whispered, "Thank you." That meant more than any blessing from my family. I won't lie, it hurt. I'd always imagined being there on Lauren's big day, but not like this. Not at the expense of myself or my marriage. The fallout was brutal, but at least, for once, I felt like I was standing up for the right thing. The weeks after my decision felt surreal, like living in a parallel universe where I'd become the family pariah overnight. The group chat mostly went silent except for the occasional guilt-trippy forwarded meme from Mom about forgiveness and sisters being forever. My phone was strangely quiet on days I knew wedding planning was happening. At first, it stung. I kept half expecting anyone, to call and say, "Hey, I get it. I'm sorry," but those calls never came. Lauren's wedding came and went. I saw a handful of photos online. Big white dress, the whole family squeezed in, smiling like nothing was missing. I won't lie, there was a pang in my chest when I saw those pictures. Even after everything, she was still my sister, and a small part of me wished things could have been different. But something else started happening too. With all the noise from my family quieted down, my own little family, me and Sam, got closer. We spent that wedding weekend together, just the two of us, making pancakes, watching dumb movies, and going for a long walk by the river. No drama, no pretending. For the first time in a while, I felt peaceful. A few cousins checked in quietly, mostly just to say hi and ask how I was holding up. I could sense some cracks in the wall, tiny shifts where people were starting to see maybe this wasn't as black and white as my parents wanted it to be. Maybe, over time, things will soften. My relationship with Lauren? It's strained, for sure. We haven't really talked, just a few stiff texts. But I hope that someday, she'll see my choice for what it was. Not an attack, but an act of love, both for her and for myself. And as for my marriage, stronger than ever. Sam told me she never felt more seen. That alone was worth every awkward silence, every cold shoulder, every single hard decision. So, here I am, a few weeks out from the wedding, still picking up the pieces, but feeling lighter somehow. If you told me a year ago that I'd ever stand up to my family like this, I would have laughed in your face. But something about watching the person I love get hurt, again and again, finally pushed me past my breaking point. What have I learned? Boundaries matter, even with family. Maybe especially with family. You can love people deeply and still refuse to let them walk all over you, or the people who matter most to you. Standing up for my marriage felt terrifying and lonely, but it was also the most honest I've ever been with myself and with them. I wish I could tie this up with a neat little bow and tell you that my family saw the light, apologized, and now we're all closer than ever. But that's not real life, is it? Sometimes, doing the right thing means accepting that some relationships might not recover right away or ever. And that's okay. If you're reading this and stuck in the same kind of mess, you're not alone. It's okay to choose your own happiness and the happiness of your chosen family over keeping the peace at any cost. You're not selfish or dramatic or the problem. You're just done sacrificing yourself for people who can't or won't meet you halfway. I hope someday Lauren and I can find our way back to each other, truly. Until then, I'll keep showing up for the people who show up for me. And honestly, that feels like more than enough. Thanks for listening, Reddit. Guess I'm ready for your judgment. Be honest, AITA?